What's up everyone, it's your host BD and today we're diving into a topic that's incredibly important, especially for those of us who are navigating the vibrant years after 50. We all strive to make healthy choices, picking foods that promise vitality and well-being. We see the labels, the marketing, the vibrant packaging, and we think, this is good for me. But here's a crucial point. As our bodies change with age, so do our nutritional needs, and some foods marketed as healthy can actually be working against us, posing risks we might not even be aware of. It's a confusing landscape out there, isn't it? You're trying to do the right thing, opting for what seems like the smarter choice, but the food industry can be masterful at disguise. Certain ingredients, processing methods, or even just the sheer concentration of some nutrients can turn a supposed health hero into a bit of a villain for our maturing systems. We're talking about potential impacts on heart health, blood sugar levels, metabolism, and even our joints and energy levels. It's not about fear-mongering, it's about empowering you with knowledge. So if you're over 50 and committed to living your healthiest life, this video is for you. We're going to uncover 5 common healthy foods that you might need to rethink, or at least approach with more caution. I want you to be informed, to make the best decisions for your unique body. Stick with me until the end, because understanding these nuances can make a significant difference in your long-term health and vitality. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Alright, let's kick things off with a breakfast staple that many believe is the pinnacle of healthy eating: granola. You see those beautiful bags filled with oats, nuts, and maybe some dried fruit, and it just screams wholesome. It's often marketed as a fantastic source of fiber and a great way to start your day with sustained energy. And while some components of granola can be beneficial, the reality for many commercial brands is a far cry from this idyllic image, especially when we consider the specific needs of our bodies after 50. Here's the deal, a lot of store-bought granola is absolutely loaded with sugar. We're talking about added sugars like high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, honey, or maple syrup, often in surprisingly large quantities. A single serving can sometimes contain as much sugar as a candy bar. This sugar overload can lead to blood sugar spikes and crashes, contribute to insulin resistance over time, a growing concern as we age, and of course, add a significant number of empty calories which can lead to unwanted weight gain. Remember, managing weight becomes even more crucial after 50 to protect joint health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Furthermore, many granolas are also high in unhealthy fats, particularly saturated or trans fats, depending on the oils used in their preparation and the toasting process. While some fats are essential, the types and amounts matter immensely. Consuming too many unhealthy fats can elevate LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, increasing the risk of atherosclerosis, that's hardening of the arteries and subsequent heart disease. As our cardiovascular system naturally undergoes changes with age, minimizing these risks becomes paramount. So, that healthy bowl might be contributing to problems you're actively trying to avoid. Next up on our list is flavored yogurt. Yogurt in its plain, unsweetened form can be a fantastic source of protein, calcium, and beneficial probiotics for gut health. It's often recommended for bone health and digestive wellness, which are definitely important as we get older. However, the moment we step into the aisle with those enticing fruit-flavored, vanilla-infused, or dessert-inspired yogurts, the nutritional landscape changes dramatically, and often not for the better, particularly for the over 50 demographic. The main culprit here, much like with granola, is added sugar. Those delightful flavors, strawberry peach, blueberry, even key lime pie, often come from sugary purees, syrups, or straight-up added sugar to make them more palatable to a wider audience. A small container of flavored yogurt can easily pack 15 to 25 grams of sugar, sometimes even more. This is a significant amount, especially when you consider that daily recommended limits for added sugar are quite modest. For individuals over 50, maintaining stable blood sugar levels is critical for energy, cognitive function, and preventing conditions like type 2 diabetes. This high sugar content not only negates many of the potential health benefits, but can also negatively impact your gut microbiome. While yogurt is known for probiotics, excessive sugar can feed the less desirable bacteria in your gut, potentially leading to an imbalance, sometimes called dysbiosis. This imbalance can manifest as digestive issues, inflammation, and can even affect your immune system. So while you think you're doing your gut a favor, that sugary flavored yogurt might actually be working against your efforts to maintain a healthy digestive system as you age. Let's talk about beverages, specifically diet sodas. For decades, these have been marketed as the guilt-free alternative to their sugary counterparts, offering that sweet, fizzy satisfaction without the calories. Many people, especially those watching their weight or blood sugar, have turned to diet sodas thinking they're making a healthier choice. This is a particularly common belief among those over 50 who are actively trying to manage their health. However, the science around artificial sweeteners is complex and increasingly points towards potential downsides. The primary concern with diet sodas lies in the artificial sweeteners they contain: aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, acesulfame potassium, and others. While these are non-nutritive, meaning they provide no calories or essential nutrients, studies suggest they might not be as benign as once thought. There's growing evidence that these sweeteners can disrupt your metabolism. They might trick your brain into expecting calories that don't arrive, which can lead to increased cravings for actual sugary, high-calorie foods later on. This can make weight management, already a challenge for some as metabolism naturally slows with age, even more difficult. Furthermore, some research indicates that artificial sweeteners can alter the gut microbiome in unfavorable ways. Just like with excessive sugar, these chemical sweeteners might promote the growth of certain bacteria that are linked to metabolic issues, including glucose intolerance. For individuals over 50 who may already be at a higher risk for metabolic syndrome or type 2 diabetes, this is a significant concern. The perception of diet might be leading you down a path that doesn't support your long-term metabolic health, potentially creating a cycle of cravings and dissatisfaction. Whole wheat bread. It's the poster child for healthy sandwiches and toast, right? We're constantly told to choose whole grains over refined grains, and whole wheat sounds like the epitome of that advice. For many people over 50 looking to increase their fiber intake and choose healthier carbohydrates, whole wheat bread seems like an obvious and excellent choice. And indeed, true, minimally processed whole wheat bread can offer benefits. But here's where it gets tricky. Not all whole wheat breads are created equal. Many commercial whole wheat breads found on supermarket shelves are, unfortunately, highly processed. Some may contain a significant amount of refined flour with just enough whole wheat flour to legally use the label. They can also include added sugars, often high fructose corn syrup to improve taste and texture, unhealthy fats, and a host of dough conditioners and preservatives. The term wheat bread or multi-grain can be even more misleading, often primarily consisting of refined white flour with a bit of coloring or a few token grains added. This processing strips away much of the fiber and nutrients. The consequence of this high level of processing and sometimes hidden sugars is that many so-called whole wheat breads can still cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, similar to white bread. This is particularly concerning for older adults who might be managing prediabetes, diabetes, or are simply trying to maintain stable energy levels and avoid the inflammatory effects of blood sugar roller coaster. A high glycemic response can contribute to energy crashes, increased hunger, and over time, may exacerbate insulin resistance. So, that healthy slice might not be as beneficial for your blood sugar control as you think. Finally, let's consider dried fruit. Raisins, apricots, dates, figs, they seem like a perfectly natural and healthy snack. They are, after all, just fruit with the water removed, right? They're often touted as a good source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and can be a convenient way to get a serving of fruit, especially when you're on the go. For those over 50 looking for healthy snack alternatives to chips or cookies, dried fruit can seem like an ideal option. However, the drying process concentrates everything in the fruit, especially its natural sugars. While these are natural sugars, not added sugars like in candy, your body still processes them as sugar. A small handful of dried fruit can contain a surprisingly high amount of sugar and calories compared to its fresh counterpart. For example, a cup of grapes has about 104 calories and 15 grams of sugar, while a cup of raisins has over 400 calories and a whopping 86 grams of sugar. This concentration can easily lead to overconsumption of sugar and calories if you're not mindful of portion sizes. This high sugar concentration is not only a concern for weight management and blood sugar control, which, as we've discussed, are vital after 50, but also for dental health. The sticky nature of dried fruit means it can cling to teeth for extended periods, providing a feast for bacteria that produce enamel-eroding acids. As we age, enamel can wear down, and saliva production might decrease, making our teeth more vulnerable to decay. So while dried fruit does offer some nutrients, it's best viewed as a condiment or a very occasional treat in small quantities rather than a go-to healthy snack. So there you have it. 5 healthy foods that might need a second look, especially as we navigate our health journey after the age of 50. My goal today wasn't to tell you to banish these foods from your life entirely, but to arm you with information so you can make more conscious, informed choices. The key takeaway is that healthy isn't a one-size-fits-all label, and what works for one person or at one stage of life might not be optimal for another. It's all about understanding the nuances. This is why it's so incredibly important to become a savvy label reader. Don't just trust the front-of-package claims, turn it over and really scrutinize the ingredients list and the nutrition facts panel. Look for hidden sugars, unhealthy fats, and the degree of processing. And most importantly, always remember that this video is for informational purposes. Your dietary needs are unique, so please consult with your healthcare provider, a doctor, or a registered dietitian to discuss what dietary pattern is best and safest for your individual health status and goals. I hope you found this information valuable and empowering. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider sharing it with friends or family members who might also benefit from these insights. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more health tips and discussions designed to help you live your best, healthiest life. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.